Core competencies of an internal auditor. So, as we all know, an internal auditor is a trained professional employed by companies to provide independent and objective evaluations of financial and operational business activities, including corporate governance. They are tasked with ensuring that companies comply with laws and regulations, follow proper procedures, and function as efficiently as possible. Hence, internal auditors must embody certain competencies to be able to serve their purpose. So, the core competencies of an internal auditor include general competencies, knowledge, behavioral skills, technical skills, and audit tools and techniques. And on the following slides, we'll be presenting the consolidated results of the ranking of these competencies made by CPAs and internal auditors.
Based on the consolidated data we have, the general competencies were ranked as 10 is the highest and 1 is the lowest. Out of the 10 general competencies, we selected the top 5 competencies which are visible on the bar graph below. The first in rank are the communication skills as well as the problem identification and solution skills, which garnered 8.75 as the mean. The second in rank is the ability to promote value of internal audit, which has 6.75 as the mean. The third in rank is the organizational skills, which has 6.5 as the mean. The fourth in rank is the industry, regulatory, and standard changes, which has 5.75 as the mean. The fifth in rank is the accounting frameworks, tools, and techniques, which has 5.5 as the mean. Communication skills are the ability to deliver messages in oral, written, writing report, and presentation. This skills is ranked as the top one in general competency. This skill is important to the auditors in order to facilitate understanding of audit findings and the ability to accomplish the responsibilities and to show their effectiveness. According to Tammy Whitehouse, to be a great internal auditor, be a great communicator. Another first in rank is the problem identification and solution skills. These skills are important to the auditor as they will use their analytical skills to examine information, interpret, and present innovative and alternative solutions to a problem. The second in rank is the ability to promote value of internal audit among key employees within the organization. This ability is important to the auditors in order to drive positive change and improvement as they will examine the current trends within the profession and thus be able to make recommendations for changes within the internal audit activity. The third in rank is the organizational skills. These skills are important to internal auditors to eliminate unnecessary ineffectiveness and enables them to efficiently perform the essential job task. The fourth is the industry, regulatory, and standard changes. These are dynamic and they evolve and change, and in that case, any firms need to change and evolve with it. So it is important to the internal auditors to be updated to the changes as this may affect the organization. The fifth in rank is the accounting frameworks, tools, and techniques. These are important to the auditors in order to be guided what are the techniques and tools the company used and applied.
Based on our consolidation, the top 5 essential areas of knowledge for the satisfactory performance of an internal auditor are auditing as the top 1, the top 2 is internal audit standard, the top 3 is enterprise risk management, the top 4 is technical knowledge for your industry, and the top 5 are business management and fraud awareness. So the highest is auditing. So auditing is to certify that the accounts has been prepared according to the principles of accounting. It is important because it helps to improve the company's internal control and system. Then the top 2 is the internal audit standard. Internal audit standards describe the natures of internal audit activities. and provide criteria against which the performance of the service can be evaluated. It is important because it enhances and protects organizational value and provide a framework for performing and promoting internal auditing. Then the top three is enterprise risk management. Enterprise risk management is a firm-wide strategy to identify and prepare for hazards with a company's finances, operations, and objectives. Enterprise risk management allows internal auditor to shape the firm's overall risk position by mandating certain business segment engage with or disengage from a particular activities. Then the top four is technical knowledge for your industry. Technical knowledge for your industry is the abilities needed to perform specific tasks. They are practical and often relate to mechanical information, mathematical or scientific tasks. It is important since knowledge is power and these competencies help them to perform to their daily tasks to the best of their ability. Then the top five are business management and fraud awareness. Business management is managing the coordination and organization of business activities. It is important because it helps the internal auditor develop a broad understanding of business and specific areas such as finance and human resources. Fraud awareness is raise awareness of fraudulent practice and assess staff in performing their role in preventing, detecting, and reporting fraud. So it is important because it minimizes threat in an organization.
The graph under behavioral skills showed that communication got the highest rank with a mean of 13.25, indicating that most respondents find communication as the most important skill in performing their work as an internal auditor. Communication was followed by confidentiality and judgment, both having a mean of 12. It could be observed that respondents see the importance of not disclosing information to the third parties without proper and specific authority, and the importance of using judgment professionally. The third is objectivity, with a mean of 11.5, implying that information and financial reporting provided by them should be independent and supported with unbiased evidence. Then the fourth highest behavioral skill is work well with others, with a mean of 11. Lastly, the team player got 5th rank, with 8.75 as the mean.
Meanwhile, on the technical skills, which importance is being ranked from 1 to 13, 13 as the highest, the consolidated results of the ranking of the competencies show the top one, which is problem solving tools and techniques, with a mean of 10.25. Top 2, which is business process analysis, with a mean of 9.75. Top 3, which is data collection and analysis tools and techniques, with a mean of 9.5. Top 4, which is risk analysis and control assessment techniques, with a mean of 9.25. And lastly, top 5, which is understanding business, with a mean of 9. So the top 5 mentioned are the most important technical skills based on the consolidated results. So when we talk about problem solving tools and techniques, it helps identify the causes of problems and find solutions to these existing problems. And the top 2, which is business process analysis, it is a methodology for the analysis of a business with a view to understanding the processes and improving the efficiency and effectiveness of its operations. The top 3, which is the data collection and analysis tools and techniques, is a series of charts, maps, and diagrams designed to collect, interpret, and present data for a wide range of applications and industries. The top 4, which is risk analysis and control assessment techniques, provide a basis for risk evaluation and decisions. And lastly, the top 5, understanding business, it is knowing the priorities, needs, wants, and requirements of the business to be able to understand how the business works from the inside out. Therefore, given those definition of each technical skill, it is rightful to say that the top 5 mentioned are the most important technical skills as it help internal auditors conduct an efficient and effective audit.
Audit tools and techniques are the methods and processes used by the auditor in collecting necessary evidence. In this category, the internal auditors we interviewed indicated the extent of the internal audit activity uses on a typical audit engagement. In the bar graph below, we can see that the blue color represented the tools and techniques that are currently used, orange color for the tools and techniques used for the last 5 years, and gray colors for the tools and techniques not being used. The audit tools and techniques which garnered 3 out of 4 or equivalent of 75% indicated as currently used and 1 out of 4 or 25% indicated that it was used for the last 5 years are the risk-based audit planning, continuous or real-time auditing, balanced scorecard or similar framework, and the total quality management techniques. More so, the tools and techniques which garnered 3 out of 4 or 75% indicated is currently used, and 1 out of 4 or 25% indicated that it was not being used are the other electronic communication, electronic work papers, and flowchart software. The next audit tool and technique is the statistical sampling, which has 2 out of 4 or 50% indicated is currently used and 50% indicated that it was used for the last 5 years. The tools and techniques that have 50% is currently used, 25% is used in the last 5 years, and 25% as not being used are the IIA's quality assessment review tools and the process modeling software. Lastly, the tools and techniques that garnered 4 out of 4 or equivalent of 100% is currently used are the analytical review, data mining, computer-assisted audit technique, control self-assessment, benchmarking, and process mapping application. In conclusion, majority of the audit tools and techniques given were used currently. This indicates that audit tools and techniques are important for the effective and efficient gathering of evidence of the auditors to give their recommendations for the organization's benefit.
These competencies are very important because this will help you as an auditor to properly make reliable management reports.
These are important because this would help the internal auditor to deliver his or her job effectively and efficiently.
This will help me to adequately address the risk that an organization could be facing.
Because these are very helpful in assessing and evaluating companies' overall performance.
These competencies will help me in harnessing my skills and will add value to my career as I learn the different ways in dealing with problem identification and solution analysis.
It gives me an opportunity to improve operational processes, provides with a fresh perspective on how to make improvements, either operationally or strategically.
Be able to provide the most helpful and reliable reports that will help the management in its decision.
And for the staff, we can have a good working environment wherein there is a harmonious relationship among employees.
And you can offer effective and efficient recommendations which will help the management to create sound judgment.
Honestly, our group cannot say that we are competent enough to be an internal auditor. Because if we are going to rate ourselves how competent we are as internal auditor from 1 to 10, 10 as the highest, it's surely 7. Because yes, we may have the behavioral skills, the knowledge about the theories, principles, and standard of internal auditing, but we still lack of experience. And as students, we haven't tried applying those theories in an actual scenario.